The formation of stationary waves in stretch string and loss of transverse waves in stretch string, loss of transverse waves. See here. So formation of stationary waves in a stretch string. So how stationary waves will be formed first of all. So two fixed points in between we have to fix a long metal strip. Its length will be large while comparing with the thickness. So suppose if you pluck it at the midpoint, so a wave will be formed. It hits the second end and gets reflected. That means they overlap along its length. They superimpose it with each other. So form nodes and antinodes. Where the molecules get minimum displacement, it is node. Where the molecules get maximum displacement is called antinode. This is the formation of stationary wave in a stretch string. Let us see the fundamental mode of vibration. So different modes are integral multiple of mode vibrations are known as harmonics. So let us say in a fundamental harmonic, it consists only one loop or one segment. It should be vibrated in one segment. It is called fundamental harmonic. Actually it will be node. This is antinode. The resultant displacement of this wave y is equal to 2a sin kx cos omega t, where a is amplitude from the first year oscillations. Okay, k value is 2 pi by lambda. Omega we know the value 2 pi mu or 2 pi by t or 2 pi n. Okay, here this x value, so at nodes x value will be 0, then after 0 again it will be node. From here node to antinode is lambda by 4, antinode to node is again lambda by 4, that is again L value, x value will be again at lambda by 2 or 2 lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2. So these are all the values. Here at nodes will be formed and amplitude will be equal to 0. If x value is lambda by 4, that is node to antinode. So antinode displacement will be maximum. After that it will be 3 lambda by 4, 5 lambda by 4. Displacements will be maximum. Antinodes are formed. So this is the situation. How these frequencies will be formed? So fundamental frequency. So let us say V is equal to, we know that mu lambda or mu is equal to V by lambda. So okay, fundamental frequency or first harmonic, let us say it will be length will be L. So L equal to here lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4, that is equal to lambda by 2. So therefore L is equal to lambda by 2, lambda is equal to 2L. So number of segments or loops should be denoted with P. Here P value is equal to 1. Number of loops, here it will be only one loop or one segment. Number of segments should be denoted with P. P is equal to 1. So let us see, mu is equal to V by lambda. Lambda value is 2L. Stationary wave in stretch string, velocity formula for stationary wave in stretch string is root over T by M, where T is the tension in the string, M is the linear mass, linear density. Okay, for in the first case we have only one loop or one segment, P value will be 1, so root over T by M. So P value here, next we can write it as 1 by 2L root over T by M. Since P equal to 1, because we are calculating for fundamental harmonic, that is P value, number of segments will be 1. P is 1 by 2L root over T by M. So this is equation number 1. So then how do you calculate the same for the next, if it contains two segments or two loops. So how it will be? Let us see. If it has two segments, it vibrated with two segments. So the diagram will be consists two loops or two segments like this. Here L, node, antinode, node, antinode and node. We know that node to node is the distance is lambda by 2. Again node to node is lambda by 2. Therefore L is equal to lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. Therefore L is equal to lambda, or lambda is equal to L. Okay. For next here number of segments P is equal to 2. Then how the frequency will be? Let us say first overtone or second harmonic mu1 is equal to V by lambda, or V value will be root 2 over T by M. Lambda value will be L, that means 1 by L. Multiply and divide this equation with 2, then it becomes 2 by 2L root 2 over T by M. So okay, we know that 1 by 2L root 2 over T by M is mu. Here 2 by 2L root 2 over 2M is nothing but 2 mu. That means first overtone or second harmonic value will be mu1 is equal to 2 mu. So here P is equal to number of segments. How many are there? That means P value will be equal to 2. Number of loops or number of segments. Mu1 is equal to 2 mu. C is first overtone or second harmonic. What is meant by overtone? Higher harmonics are generally called as overtones. Integral multiple of fundamental frequencies are known as harmonics. This we are already discussed in the previous class. So this mu1 is equal to 2 mu. So how the next situation? Next situation will contain more than two segments. That means it should have 3 loops or 3 segments. Three loops or 3 segments. Node, node, node and node. Okay, sir, antinode, antinode, antinode. Generally node to node is lambda by 2, node to node again lambda by 2, node to node again lambda by 2. So number of segments here P is equal to 3. Okay, L value is equal to lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. That is equal to 3 lambda by 2. Therefore lambda is equal to 2L by 3. Then next case mu2. Second overtone or third harmonic is V by lambda. Lambda value will be 2L by 3. V value will be root 2 over T by M. Velocity of wave in transverse wave in stretch string, that is root over T by M. Then this equation becomes 3 by 2L root 2 over T by M. So here P value will be 3. Number of segments are 3. So this will be mu2. Mu2 is equal to 1 by 2L root 2 over T by M is mu. So it becomes 3 mu. So this is the second overtone or third harmonic. So P value will be. So the ratio between mu, mu1, mu2 is equal to 1:2:3. All harmonics are possible in case of stationary waves in stretched string. Then loss. What are the loss of transverse waves in stretched string? So once again, The laws, three laws. The first law, frequency and the length of the string are inversely proportional when tension and linear mass are constant. Frequency inversely proportional to length of the stretched string. Second law, frequency directly proportional to root over the tension of the stretched string when L and M are constant. Length and linear density are constant. Third law, frequency inversely proportional to root over the linear density when tension and length are constant. So first law, frequency and length are inversely proportional when tension and linear density are constant. Second law, frequency directly proportional to root over the tension or stretching force when length and linear mass or linear density constant. Frequency inversely proportional to square roots of the linear density when tension or stretching force and length are constant. These are the laws of transverse waves in stretched. What is Doppler effect? What is Doppler effect? Obtain an expression for the operant frequency. Operant frequency here. Operant frequency of sound here. Operant frequency of sound here. When source in motion. When source in motion with respect to observer at rest. See here, first definition, what is Doppler effect? So, and what is the question? Obtain an expression to the operant frequency of sound heard. So, what is meant by operant frequency? Generally, frequency means number of oscillations or cycles completed in 1 second. What is meant by this operant? So, okay, let us see what it will be. Sound heard when source in motion towards the observer at rest. Let us say he is an observer at rest. Velocity of the observer will be 0. Suppose a train or a bus is whistling. So it making noise or whistling and it moves towards the stationary observer. The velocity of the sound source will be Vs. Suppose if it moves towards the stationary observer, the velocity of sound in air, it will be C. Velocity of sound. C. Actual frequency. What is meant by actual frequency? When both are will be rest, that means source and observer will be rest, the sound heard by this observer. So now it will be the frequency of the sound will be actual frequency, should be denoted with mu. It is the actual frequency. Next, lambda, actual wavelength. So wavelength between the stationary observer and the stationary source. What is the wavelength? That is the actual wavelength. Relation between these three, general formula C is equal to mu lambda or mu is equal to C by lambda or lambda is equal to C by mu. This is the important formulas. C is equal to mu lambda or mu is equal to C by lambda or lambda is equal to C by mu. See the actual frequency, see the actual wavelength. Then what is meant by operant frequency and the operant wavelength? Suppose if the source moves towards the absorber. That means, so when it moves towards the absorber, the wavelength will be decreases like this. The compressions and rarefactions comes very closer to each other. That means they get compressed. That means wavelength decreases than the actual wavelength. The decrease in wavelength or may increase in wavelength is called as operant wavelength. So operant wavelength should be denoted with lambda dash. Suppose now source is moving. So the first case, source is moving towards the stationary absorber. What will going to happen? So this is our case. Source is moving towards the stationary absorber. Now absorber will be stationary. Source is moving towards. So the operant wavelength will be decreases. Operant wavelength decreases. So operant wavelength should be denoted with lambda dash. Generally lambda dash will be, so how much wavelength will be decreases? This is actual wavelength. So we are saying decreases, so minus sign. How much wavelength will be decreases? That means it depends upon the distance covered by the source. Generally, velocity formula is nothing but distance by time, then distance covered. So then distance traveled will be equal to velocity of source v suffix s into time. So this should be written as lambda minus Vs t. T should be written as 1 by mu. So that means time period will be written in case of frequency it will becomes like this lambda dash. But general formula operant frequency. What is operant frequency? Now the change in frequency while comparing with the actual frequency, this is a difference in frequency whether increasing or decreasing. So wavelength decreases, immediately frequency will be increases because lambda and mu always inversely proportional. Wavelength decreases, frequency increases. So mu dash is equal to generally formula C by lambda dash. C by lambda dash we are calculated here. How much it will be? Lambda minus Vs by mu. C by lambda value is nothing but C by mu minus Vs by mu. So then it becomes C by C minus Vs into mu. So this is the operant frequency heard by the absorber, the stationary absorber, when source moves towards him. So what is the formula? C by C minus Vs into mu. So in this situation, the operant frequency mu dash will be greater than actual frequency. Mu dash will be greater than actual frequency here. So next case, source is moving. Next case, source is moving away from the stationary absorber. How this case will be? Let us see what will going to happen in this case. Now the source will be moving away from the absorber. So absorber now also stationary, but the source will be moving in this direction, away from the stationary absorber. Now the operant wavelength, the change in wavelength while comparing with the actual, that it will be lambda dash, because in first case we are considered it as lambda dash. Now it will be lambda double dash. It will be moving away. So when it will be moving away, so let us see, it will be moves away like this, moves away. It moves away from the stationary observer. The wavelength will be increases. The distance between successive compressions and rarefactions are gradually increases. So how much it will be increases? Increases means a plus sign. How much it will be increases depends upon the distance covered by the source. It will be VST. Lambda double dash is equal to lambda plus Vs. T value will be 1 by mu. It will be Vs by mu. Then how do you calculate the operant frequency? It will be mu double dash is equal to C by lambda double dash. So mu double dash is equal to C by lambda double dash value is lambda plus Vs by mu. Then it should be written as mu double dash is equal to C by lambda value is C by mu plus Vs by mu. It will be C by C plus Vs into mu. This is the operant frequency. Here the mu double dash value will be less than mu. That means operant frequency is less than the actual frequency. So this is the two cases in expression for operant frequency are found here when source in motion with respect to observer at rest. So the change in frequency due to the relative motion between the source and observer is known as that Doppler effect. So the very important for your 8 marks. So mu double dash is operant frequency when source moves away from the stationary observer, where mu dash is the frequency, again operant frequency when source moves towards the observer. That is the difference.